I was just looking at this video, and this brother is straight on point. You need to check it out. This message exposing feminism.
If you get married inside, you're a damn fool. All right? Because it's not beneficial to you. It's not beneficial to you. Knowing that you tied down to this woman by the law, by the land of the law, or are you going to be eventually tied down financially if she decides to leave you? Okay, it's not beneficial to the men. The men are waking up to the wickedness of these women. All right, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, and I'm going to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Hashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Harakakudash. To the next time, Shalom.
Okay. Yeah, that was a good lesson. I'm gonna bring something out for some edification as well. Okay, because it's high time we wake up out of our sleep. It's just all right. Got some precepts here, but feminism, and women empowerment is plain evil, and the precepts for that is Isaiah. Chapter 4, Isaiah chapter 29, Proverbs 9, Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, okay, chapter 35, Jeremiah 31, Isaiah 3, 1 Corinthians 11, Genesis 30, sex is marriage according to the Bible, polygamy is actually a commandment, Exodus chapter 21, Deuteronomy 21 was commanded. Law, there's over 613 commandments. It was among many of the laws that was given to Moses. Women have become enemies to men. This was prophesied in the Bible. Okay, Margaret Sanger's depopulation eugenics program. Okay, the feminists, Me Too, all this bullshit movements. Okay, I'm sorry, the camera's kind of going out of focus here. All right, so and the plain simple truth is, with Aleister Crowley's "do it thy wilt" mentality, Satanists and faggots, homosexuals, lesbians, reprobates, like the LGBT movement thing, all this crap, have taken over the world. The Freemasons, all right, the Illuminates, the people who worship Satan, Job 9:24. And white people are identified as the children of Satan. Read Micah chapter 1. They're the border of wickedness. They're identified as the wicked. Women who are of the world, who love this world, are exposed. Righteous women should be following these commandments here. First Titus 2, 1 Timothy chapter 2. I did a class on that a while back. Look up One Body in the Higher. Okay, Colossians 3, all right, and that's a commandment. Women, another commandment. Women are not supposed to have authority over men. Proverbs 22, Isaiah, and then we went over that, Isaiah 3 and 4. And I'm going to hit that real quick. Let's go to Titus. I want to read it before we close. I just want to make this short and sweet and to the point, because I notice as we're in Jacob's trouble now, the real Jews, or the so-called Negroes, okay, all right, in Jacob's trouble, we are under an agenda, part of the Margaret Sanger's eugenics thing, the Willie Lynch programming, all of that. Oprah Winfrey, all of this is a New World Order agenda, all right, and it's identified in the Bible. This is undoubtedly Jacob's trouble, okay? We have to go through this, and only the very elect, okay? Only the very elect will make it through this. Okay? So that is very clear. All right, Titus. So we're in Titus in chapter 2, and I'm glad it's a short chapter. Okay? And I'll read it here. Chapter 2. And I'll start with verse 3. Older women likewise are to be reverent in behavior, not slanderers or slaves to much wine. Okay? So nothing like Atlanta housewives or your gold diggers. Okay? They are to teach what is good. And a precept for that is 1 Timothy chapter 2. It tells you what women are supposed to teach. And that's not having any authority. That's at home. Teaching women to obey their husbands. Just look up 1 Timothy chapter 2. That was a commandment. Women were permitted, not permitted, to teach in the churches or to be leaders. That was another commandment. Okay. All right. So, okay, teach what is good, and this is a little bit edited. This is not the original King James version. This is one of your watered down versions like the NIV. So Salaki on that. Okay. I have to get another copy of my 1611. All right. So train the young women to love their husbands, which precepts what I just said. They are to love, honor, and obey their husbands, as identified in Timothy and in the book of Leviticus. That was a law. And children to be self-controlled, pure, working at home. See? So there's your home, home being barefooted and pregnant. And there's other scriptures, I need to look it up, that identified that. That's why, there was a time women were barefooted and pregnant, and majority of them were housewives. You see, and you have a few women even today who prefer to be housewives. Why? Because that was a commandment. Okay. All right. Young women to love their husbands, self-control. Okay, I read that. At home, kind, and submissive to their own husbands, that the word of the Most High may be reviled. Okay, and that means respected. Okay, so it's not difficult. Okay, it's not difficult to understand at all. Okay, we are to love the Most High. Okay, we are to honor. We are to honor Him and obey His commandments, and that's whether we like it or not. So the feminist movement has been exposed for what it is. I mean, and that's clear and simple. Okay, so it's not rocket science. Okay, we're to obey the laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay, as it tells us from Genesis to Revelation, the books Leviticus is very clear. Okay, and Exodus chapter 20. Okay, and Christ, who the world ignorantly calls Christ, his name is Yahushua. Okay, these are what Moses taught. This is what his disciples, the apostles, when they taught, okay, their people. Acts chapter 13, they're only dealing with their people. Okay, Matthew chapter 15. Okay, Matthew chapter 10. Go only only to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Okay? Christ himself said, Yahushua, I only came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's very clear. And when they quoted the word of the Most High, they quoted as it was written, which means out of the Torah. That means it was the laws of Moses they were dealing with. Okay? The New Testament, okay, has been largely plagiarized by the Council of Nicaea, the Romans, who are still in rulership today, white people. Okay? So it's time to wake up. It's time to get out of that slave mentality, okay, that Willie Lynch programming, okay? Shabbat Shalom, all right? Come back to laws, statutes, and commandments. Serve the Most High. And keep preaching this word, brothers, with sincerity and truth, okay? This is Brother Azariah. Shalom.